So we're going to check out one of the latest stunts that City Girl Mayor Tiffany Henyard has pulled. Let's check this out.
But first, what some say is a sneaky move to keep a controversial township supervisor in power. In part 2 of our investigative series, the mayor of Dalton, who's also the Thornton Township supervisor, cements her salary with a last-minute vote.
Our Dane Placco reveals just how she did it. Dane?
Anthony and Natalie, she makes a whopping $224,000 a year. Now Thornton Township supervisor Tiffany Henyard wants to cut the salary of her position by nearly $200,000. What a great move for taxpayers, right? Well, the pay cut only happens if someone else gets that job.
It's maybe the worst attempt to try to dissuade people from running that I've ever seen, and that's a long time.
Longtime municipal attorney Bert Odelson says he was stunned when he saw the latest move by controversial Thornton Township supervisor Tiffany Henyard, who also doubles as the mayor of Dalton. 2 weeks ago, the Township Board passed an ordinance that allows Henyard to continue collecting her $224,000 a year salary. But if anyone other than Henyard gets the job, the ordinance resets that salary to $25,000 a year.
Who would vote for something like that? And I'm going to tell you who's going to vote for it. I don't think they're going to say it in this video, but every person that voted for that, their salary stays where it is, or they get probably periodical raises or something like that. But if that person loses their seat, the person that's coming in salary goes down. One example that I read was one person on that board that voted for this, had approved this, they're making $60,000 right now. If someone else was to come in and take that same job, that person will be making $12,000 a year. So that's why they voted to approve this type of nonsense.
Odelson says that's blatantly unconstitutional because you can't set an elected official's salary based on who's holding the seat.
You put a salary to attach to the job, to the officer. So it is a blatant attempt to dissuade other people from running and to allow the current supervisor to maintain the $250,000 or whatever it is.
224, bro. You're right.
If I didn't receive any information, actually, literally, till I sat down for the meeting.
No, so you didn't know this was coming?
No.
Thornton Township trustee Chris Gonzalez says he didn't vote for the ordinance because he was handed the 7-page document at the start of a meeting and didn't even have a chance to read it. Gonzalez says it's clear Henyard is trying to ward off an election challenge by cutting the salary of anyone who beats her by nearly 90%.
Wow,
Discourage people
this
from
is
running.
Crazy.
It's probably the first thing that comes to mind.
A spokesperson for the township declined to comment about Henyard's salary ordinance, and Henyard has not responded to any of my direct emails. Tonight at 9, we'll have much more on this story and how it may not scare off a big political player who's considering a run against her.
So this is crazy, right? It's like I don't want to say you get what you vote for, but in this case, you definitely do, because this lady has so many things that she has done in the past. Because prior to her being the mayor of this village and the supervisor of the township, she was a trustee. And she just did so many shady things that were public, because if they weren't public, I wouldn't know about them. I don't live in Illinois. And how she is just able to do this stuff just like out in the open is beyond me. But it's a cautionary tale. Politics are so important in this country because they set policies that affect most of your life. Politics affect what your school district is gonna be like. It's gonna affect your water, as we know very well. It's gonna affect what you pay at the gas pump. It's gonna affect what you pay at the store. It's gonna affect energy prices overall. And if you don't think those things are very much important, well, You can move to Mars. Those things are very important. And I hear people say, well, we can't do nothing about it. They all lie. Oh, we can do something about it. You can come out in numbers and vote, just like black folks have done for the Democrats since 1964, 1965 at a rate of 90%. And their policies have been detrimental to black folks. Make sense. But the Democrats use a fear-mongering technique to get black folks to continue to vote for them because they know most black folks are emotional. Joe Biden didn't get elected because people liked him. Joe Biden got elected because the Democrats put in y'all head that Donald Trump was the boogeyman. A lot of people are starting to wake up to see. They're starting to wake up to see, but you never vote for a person based on their skin color, their gender. You vote on one thing, their policy. What they say, and I say what they say they're gonna do for you, your community actually at large. Because if it affects your community in a positive way, if it affects your community at large in a positive way, it's gonna affect you in a positive way. From a presidential scale, the price of gas, the price of goods, and everything like that. On a local level, your utilities, the price you pay for water, price you pay for your energy, and things of that nature. It does not make sense to me at all. Why would you vote for someone just because of their skin color and gender? Oh, this is the first at... Well, anytime you say the first means they have no experience at anything. But I do know, on the other hand, you have career politicians that got plenty of experience in enriching their own self. So I understand it's a catch-22. But if you go into it honestly, okay, I live in my community. These are the things that we need. This is what we want done. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. If you have a dog that can talk and they're running for a public office and they can articulate themselves in a way that you can understand, and they're going to do some of the things that you want done in your community, I'm voting for that dog. To me, it's pretty simple, but nowadays it could be AI. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but you understand what I'm saying? Voting for a person just for their gender or their skin color, it makes zero sense to me. I cannot wrap my head around the first this, the first that, the first the first lesbian black press secretary. That's your qualifications? Shouldn't your qualifications be how well can you convey the president's message to the press that's gonna be questioning you? That seems pretty simple to me. I'm just saying. But your qualifications is you have color, you have more melanin in your skin than most people, and you're a lesbian that's married to another lesbian that's in the news media that's kind to your side of the aisle. That, when you put it in those terms, that's why the lady was picked at the White House press secretary. So anyway, I'm done with this, but there's a lot more out here. I'm going to be doing some more videos on this. The city girl mayor, Tiffany Henyard, just basically her. She's a dictator. She's doing whatever she wants to do. She's getting rich behind it. She's using taxpayer money for her own charity. She's using taxpayer money to put up $22,000 billboards, 4 of them, matter of fact. So what are we looking at? 48, 44, $98,000 or something ridiculous like that for billboard. Just spending money. Put the village there. She put them in a $7 million deficit for a village of like 40,000 people. They make $24,000 a year on average. Oh, she's just doing all types of stuff.